These have been everywhere lately, so I grabbed them. Let's see if they're any good and whether they are a brilliant marketing move or not so much. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, like I have not heard anything good about the pumpkin pie one, so I'm not really looking forward to that one. I'm not sure what's gonna happen with the turkey dinner one, but I did also see these two that are also new and looked a little bit interesting. I was hoping maybe they will save us. And then this has been like everywhere lately, and so I figured, hey, while we're trying cup noodles, let's try that too. But I have been warned it's pretty spicy, and I go through like spicy modes, and I'm not in a spicy mode right now, and so like I'm a little nervous. All right, so while all of these cook, what we're going to talk about, or while the noodles steam together here, is we're going to talk a little bit about, why stuff like this works, why it doesn't work sometimes and actually can backfire. And then we're also going to break down like how small businesses can actually use this stuff, how they're misusing it, but also how they can hopefully use it better, because stuff like this is really, really powerful and it's underutilized by pretty much every small business out there. So first and foremost, why does stuff like this work? Well, it works in large part because it is seasonal, and human nature, like we really appreciate the changing of the seasons and being able to celebrate that and get stuff that comes only once in a while. Like it brings like a level of hype and energy that one, you don't have to create, you can just tap into. People are excited that it's fall or it's winter or spring or whatever. You can tap into that existing energy instead of trying to create it on your own. And then additionally, novelty gets attention a lot faster than pretty much anything else. Like that is just how our brains work. New is interesting, whether you are ADHD or not. Now, a lot of small business owners end up misusing this, primarily because they just kind of slap something on, they slap a limited edition on something, but it's not actually a limited edition. And so that actually ends up creating a break of trust with your audience, where your audience no longer feels like they can believe you, which makes them question whether or not they should buy from you. So like a classic example of this, you have the service-based providers who are like, I'm only doing 10 of these. And like to an extent, people can get that like, okay, you only want to do 10 at that price point before you're going to increase, but it still ends up feeling very like fake for whatever reason. Small businesses that are in more of like product-based, they will either sometimes use other people's limited editions, which can work really well, but also like you're now competing against, like, let's say, for example, you're a little grocery store and you're selling the pumpkin pie noodles, right? You're using someone else's limited edition. And again, it can work just fine, but it's also meaning you're competing with everyone else. You don't have an exclusive, like truly limited edition. So how do small businesses use this a lot better? Well, one, we need to start tying our offers to either context or to seasonality and to legitimate reasons why there are only 10. Like you could say, hey, we only get so many of these at this level through our software this month. We're passing that savings on to you. After that, the price for the software goes up. And so, yes, we are increasing our cost here. But when we try and do limited edition, oh, I'm only going to do 10 here, I'm only going to do 5 here, and it's just kind of an arbitrary feeling like number, it doesn't create the same sense of urgency. And one of the big things that a lot of small business owners miss when it comes to seasonality is that your offer needs to be interesting and relevant enough that like people actually don't want to wait. Like they see it and they're like, ooh, 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 I need that. I need that. All right, let's see if they have soaked long enough. Oh my God, it smells. It smells like buttered noodles with pumpkin pie spice and like sugar or marshmallows added on top. Like, okay, it doesn't taste as bad as it smells. It does taste like pumpkin pie. It doesn't taste as bad as it smells. It does taste sweet, and there's definitely kind of it doesn't really taste pumpkin to me. It tastes almost like the sweet potato casserole that you get. But there is this really weird flavor on the back end that I need some water. So let's do some turkey dinner. Well, oh my God, there's cranberries in here and they are dying. The turkey looks very unappetizing in this one. It does smell like a turkey dinner. It smells much nicer, much better. I'm much happier with the smell on this one. That was a lot of flavors all at once. Imagine like the turkey dinner. So my videographer who's like, oh, imagine the turkey dinner from Willy Wonka. Yes, except imagine if they all hit you at once. So you got the turkey and the corn and the cranberry and the stuffing all in your mouth at the same time. And it's really an interesting flavor. I think it's very telling that I was willing to go back for a second bite of the pumpkin pie. And I'm not willing to go back for a second bite of this one. Let's try some Totinos. So we saw these and I was like, oh, okay, all right, these look a little bit better. So this is Totino's and it is the cheese pizza ramen noodles. It smells like a microwave dinner, like a TV dinner. They are very overdone. There's honestly just not a lot of flavor, which is kind of disappointing. Really disappointing. Let's try some Old El Paso. What I got with Old El Paso, I got the beef birria. I'm in Texas. I'm in San Antonio. And so beef birria, like this is a thing. We love these are all classically us things. So it's very, very soupy, which isn't like the end of the world for a beef birria. But once again, we have this situation that I'm really disappointed to see because we at least do have like an obvious broth here, kind of like the Totinos, but it looks nothing like the cover. Like it just looks like anemic noodles that I honestly can't even pick up with freaking chopsticks. Honestly, it smells like a really weak beef birria. It has some of those scents and flavors going on, but it kind of, my guess is from the smell, it is not going to have a whole ton of flavor. Okay. That's actually better. That's much better. There's a lot more flavor going on. It still tastes a little bit weak to me, but it's got a lot more happening. And like, it does have little like chunks of beef. Is it like the best beef birria flavor? No. Is it decent? Yeah. Is it way better than the Totinos? Yes. So we're getting somewhere. Like for the pumpkin pie one, novelty will grab attention. But like, even if the product itself is terrible, novelty will grab attention. And this isn't going to stop me from getting another cup noodle because the price point's really inexpensive. And like, because it's interesting, right? Like I will try the next terrible cup noodle they come out with in all likelihood because, you know, just for the heck of trying it, but they're not winning fans with this one. I'm clearly not going and raving. And same thing with the pumpkin pie one, right? Like, I will say though, like this is very much nostalgia and nostalgia gets clicks again, even if it doesn't always generate loyalty. So they're hitting on nostalgia with this one and, you know, good for them. Once again, neither of these was a big enough cost to me that I'm never going to touch the product again. For Totino's, what I will say with this one is like comfort food and being able to tie into that comfort element is always going to outsell like an experiment. So this is like a pretty solid, I think this will sell well for them, even though I was not a super fan. This one is not bad. Now, what I will say is I have a feeling these are made in the same factory because look, made by the same. I would even guess they're probably owned by the same company because the same noodles, the same concept. If I had to grab one of these or the other, I probably would have grabbed the Totino's first. And then this one I didn't like so much that like I wouldn't have grabbed this one. So that's a problem, right? But I will say that familiar plus new is like the safest kind of innovation. Take something people are comfortable with and then put a new spin on it. So if you're going to do limited edition or seasonal, finding some way you can tie into nostalgia, you can tie into like comfort, familiarity, that's going to do really well for you. Now, I will say we have our last one here at the Buldak. It is still seeping. And I will say this, like high risk offers, Buldak is everywhere all of a sudden, right? Like, oh my gosh, when we walked into the store, like there was like almost an entire aisle for it, which was nuts. But the experience is going to have to be worth it. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to convince me to get another thing of Buldak until maybe I get into one of my spicy zones. It smells really good. Out of all of these, this one's winning on smell. Noodles already feel good. They feel like they're gonna have some good chew to them, kind of like the cup noodles did. Oh my God. I'm probably going to regret letting those touch my lip. I'm probably really going to regret swallowing them whole in order to get them out of my mouth. Overall, it's actually really delicious. The noodles are good. They have a really nice chew to them. The flavor is thick and rich. Like for a cup noodle, this is really impressive. Not bad. Not bad. All right, so if I had to rank these like favorites, this one's definitely got like for top, I would say this is second. Believe it or not, I actually think this is third, which is so weird. I think this one at least had flavor to it and the noodles were good. So it's got some redeeming qualities, so it goes for fourth. And then to me, that one was definitely fifth. The noodles were soggy. There was no flavor to them. Keep in mind that like limited edition works because it creates novelty, emotion, and like momentum. And a lot of small business owners try and do their marketing and they try and grow without that. If you want people to act now, you need to give them a reason to act now. You need to give them something that feels timely and interesting, exclusive. I mean, even if it's not pumpkin pie ramen. And I am curious, y'all, how many of y'all have tasted these? One, do you agree with the order I put them in? And two, would you try the pumpkin pie ramen? Just curious.